In honor of St. Patrick's Day, Local 3's Rebecca Bartlemay spoke to an archivist at Michigan Technological University to learn about the Irish and their impact on the Copper Country.
When you think of Irish immigrants coming to the United States, you might think of big cities like Boston and New York, but Michigan is part of that history.
Actually, Michigan was an attractive destination for many Irish immigrants, especially after the 1830s when the Erie Canal was constructed. Detroit was already known as a Catholic enclave at that point, so many Irish were, coming up and, shipping up over toward Detroit. And then once they were in the state, it really opened up a lot of opportunities for them to explore different types of industry, adventure, and exploration in the state of Michigan.
And that includes the Upper Peninsula.
The Iron District and the Copper District were popular destinations. Many Irish immigrants were coming from the three major copper mining districts in Ireland. So this is County Wicklow, County Waterford, and County Cork. So they were coming with these industrial hard rock mining skills that they could bring to the UP industrial zones. At the earliest opening up of industrialization for the copper districts, we're seeing roughly about 30% Irish makeup within the different ethnic populations that were coming to work in the mines. And then this did dwindle as we're getting into the early 20th century, but in the mid 1800s and late 1800s, it was roughly 1/3 of the population was Irish.
But it wasn't just the mining industry. Irish immigrants also thrived in retail, agriculture, commercial fishing, and lumbering.
He was named James Sinclair Stringer. He was born of Irish parents downstate, and he moved up to the Upper Peninsula. And in 1894, he purchased the Sturgeon River Lumber Company, which was located in Chassell, right on Chassell Bay. It's near the location of where Centennial Park is now. And he was a well-respected businessman, and he, at one point, operated and owned the only planing mill in Houghton County, which was so important for the lumber industry up here to have that type of an industrial planing mill. And it's still recognized and celebrated in Chassell's history today. Even though the company shut down in 1928, its history is celebrated through a Chassell historic walking trail by Centennial Park.
Hiltonen says these Irish immigrants made a sense of community that can still be felt in the Copper Country today.
One thing that we do know for sure is that the Irish had a very strong community outlook. There was definitely evidence of them operating benevolent societies in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. So these are essentially fraternal organizations that people would belong to. They would pay dues, and then when dues were collected, they would create insurance to help a neighbor that maybe fell on some hardship, or if there was someone that had an accident in the mine, or maybe a fatality within the mine, there would be some funds to assist families and to assist individuals go through difficult times. And then there was also this really strong commitment to the Catholic Church. And, we see evidence of this on the landscape now with the beautiful architecture. We have wonderful sandstone and stone churches that dot our landscape in Hancock and Calumet especially. I think of St. Joseph and St. Patrick Church at one point, and then also Sacred Heart and Calumet have that strong Irish connection. And, having something to rally around, whether it was a fraternal organization or a religious one, we know that there was this strong sensibility about having a strong community. So even if there were hardships that were faced, the Irish folk that migrated to this part of the state were very hardy, and they cared about their neighbor. And, that evidence, that spirit of charity and helpfulness, I think that's part of the Yooper spirit. And I think the Irish had a really strong hand in helping to craft that.
Reporting for Local 3 News, I'm Rebecca Bartlemay.